let's do this. Alright, hey guys, welcome to the Q&A video finally. It took me about a week and a half to finally get around to. I'm recording this on January 10th. I don't know how long it'll take me to put this video together because we actually have quite a few questions here. I've got about 25 different people, and even if each person did like 2 questions apiece, that's like 50 questions, so we have quite a few questions. I'm going to try to get through these as fast as I can without necessarily butchering the question or just passing on it. Once again, I did kind of look through the questions a little bit briefly. The rule was to only give me 2 questions per person, but there might have been like 1 or 2, I don't remember, like 1 or 2 people that may have asked a bit more than that, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and answer them because we're cool like that here. We're going to just, I'll let slide this time, but make sure, and most of you guys didn't, listen, but that's fine. Either way though, they are really cool questions. I'm going to go ahead and let it slide this one time. And we are actually going to go ahead and get started. I do have my dog barking in the background. It is dinner time, and he loves food. So if you guys hear him barking, that's normal. We're going to be getting to our first question here. Our first question here is from Twitter. We're going to be starting off with Twitter because that's how I have it all written down. So I have all the Twitter questions first, which we had about 6, I think. 5 or 6 of them, and then the rest are on YouTube. I want to say we have 6 from Twitter. Our first question here is from Sensu, or at SensuK. You'll see the pictures on the screen when I say each comment. First question is, if you had the chance to make your own merch, what would it be based on? Ooh, that's a good question already from the get-go. I actually didn't read this one earlier, so let's see. If I had my own merch, what would I have it based on? I would probably have my merch, I hope I'm getting this question right, but I'd probably base my merch off of a lot of like unique things I've done / said in my Let's Play series. Like if I said, like I've always wanted, gotta have a Frick shirt, a shirt that says the word Frick or something. Hopefully it doesn't straight up copy Chadtronic, because I know he has some like ladies in Frick shirts and all that kind of such. I don't want people thinking I'm copying, it's just that's also a thing I say. So I'd probably be a little bit more creative with the word Frick and do something with that. I'd probably make one that says whoosh. I say whoosh way too much. I don't know how I got hooked on that word, but I'd probably have a shirt that says whoosh, and maybe it'd have like a little chibi version of me whooshing across this, like the something, like going across like whoosh. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe like my character doing like a long jump. It'd have to be a way where it's not a Sonic character though, because from what I heard, you're not allowed to make merch based on your Sonic fan character or something like that. I could be wrong. I'd probably have it to be some way where like it's a doodle. So it looks like a green little hedgehog going across, but like not quite Sonic. Something like that. And then obviously I'd want it to be on like t-shirts, maybe hoodies, maybe a hat. Hat would be cool. I could see people wanting a hat. It'd be cool if I can get ZonicTHedgehog fingerless gloves. I don't know if that'd be a possibility. They would be just plain black unless they have me on there in some regard. Something with the letter Z, maybe like my name in some way, shape, or form. Maybe the ZonicTHedgehog logo. I don't know. But that's the kind of thing I'd want to aim for. Just in general ZonicTHedgehog merch. Like you look at it, you go, yeah, that's what he is. That kind of thing. But yeah, I'd probably based on like quotes and whatnot that I've said in my episodes, and something that just stuck that was so funny and popular. Something like that. Not that I have a whole lot of that right now, but something on those lines. Anyways, I'm taking a lot of time with just that one question. Question number 2 from Sensu. Can you send me a sandwich, please? No. No, I actually looked in a food drawer I have in my room. I do have a food drawer, and that might be concerning. It's where I keep my snacks, but no, I cannot give you a sandwich. I would love to, though. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next question. Let's see if we can get here. We got ourselves a question from OreoEG, or at OreoEG1. Do you like Oreo cookies? I am Oreo cookie. Alright, so Oreo cookies. Do I like Oreo cookies? I do. I actually really like Oreo cookies. I haven't had them in a while, but when I do have them, I like regulars, I love double stuffed, I love the mini ones. I love cookies and cream ice cream, which kind of can have Oreos in them, or like kind of like Oreo things, whatever, you know what I mean. What else is there? I don't mind the vanilla Oreos, I like those pretty well. There used to be like peanut butter Oreos, those were great. There's certain flavors of Oreos that are pretty awesome, so I love the off flavors. Some of them are okay, some of them are good. It just depends on what they are, but the s'more ones, I know those are pretty good. And yeah, I love Oreos. I do like Oreos. They're pretty good. Alright, so we got a question from Demi/Chaos. We're just going to go with Demi. And then at ChaosMDH is their Twitter handle. Question number 1. Would you ever play any RPG series like Mother or Final Fantasy? So, when it comes to Mother, or even like the Earthbound games, all that kind of stuff, I would love to do that someday. Funny enough, RPGs are those one series that if I'm going to do it for my channel, I really have to like want to do it. It's something I want to do so badly because it's going to be a very long ride. It's going to be maybe anywhere between 30 to 70, 80 part videos. Depending on the game, it can be very long. I would love to do Mother someday, or even Earthbound. That's something I'd totally be down for. I don't know if I would do that anytime soon. I feel like if I did RPGs, I would like someone with me on that. Maybe like my girlfriend Daniela. She's very RPG enthusiast, so having someone like her would probably help me out a lot, rather than it just be me talking for like 50-something episodes of the same thing. Like, I feel like I'd just not do the games justice. But you never know. I've pulled some BS out from my butt before on certain games where it's like it's so hard to talk about, but I figure something out. And as for Final Fantasy, I've always really, believe it or not, I've had several times I've debated on doing Final Fantasy VII as a Let's Play. I know that's the typical one people aim for, and there's all sorts of Final Fantasy games. I would love to do other ones as well. But I've always wanted to start with Final Fantasy VII, and I debated 2 years ago if I wanted to do it as a live stream series. I didn't trust myself to stay dedicated, because I'm very horrible at dedicated live stream series. I debated on doing it as a Let's Play. I debated on doing it like a couple times the past several years. I almost did it before I knew this Final Fantasy VII Remake was coming out, because I thought that'd be kind of cool, play the original then play the new one. I figured I'd get burnt out, or I still didn't trust myself to do Final Fantasy VII. I would love to. I don't know if anyone's interested, but once again, I'm pretty bad. But like I said, if I had someone with me, preferably my girlfriend Daniela, because like I said, I'm very comfy with her when it comes to recording, all that kind of such. I keep things pretty basic. I don't go out and try to reach out to too many people collab-wise. I would like to, but I'm actually pretty particular, so I can't just be like, well, you like Final Fantasy VII, so why not? Like, it takes more than that. Like, to me, it's like, if you're here, you know, you have to have good commentary, but if you're over the internet, you have to have a really good microphone. I don't take anybody who has like a cheapy microphone. It's gotta be somebody at least with a decent mic. I've got certain standards, I guess. Call me what you want, but I do. But other than that, yes, I would love to do the Mother or Final Fantasy series if I had the chance. Number 2, what's it like to have 2K subs, man? Does it make you feel tall and mighty? You know what? I was at 22K subs. I was pretty happy about that. And then I lost 20,000 subscribers. That was tough, but, you know, 2,000 is still a lot of people, so I do feel pretty tall and mighty. I feel pretty strong about that. So, yeah, I would argue 2K subs is pretty awesome. Jokes aside, though, I do know that you wrote down 2K. You meant to say 22K. I will say this, though. When I did reach 2K way back when I reached 2K years ago, that did feel pretty good. About 2K is where I feel like YouTube can kind of take off and become something, and you can do something with that. Once you reach about 2K, I would argue you have something on your hands, maybe proceed forward with it. If you ever make a YouTube channel, that's kind of like my hypothesis on what could become, is when you reach 2K, you probably have something going for yourself, maybe. That was for me. That was way back in like 2000, I think like 13, 14, somewhere around that time frame. Maybe before, actually, I don't remember. But besides that, 22K is awesome. Thank you guys very much for the 22,000 subs. You guys are amazing. I've had great support on all the series that I've done so far. And even some of the ones that don't do all that well, they still do well over time. I realized a lot of products I have will, like, certain episodes will only reach, like, not even 100 views. But then, like, I'll, like, look away for, like I said, come back, like, a year later and it has a couple hundred views, or maybe even thousands, depending on what it is. So, yes, thank you all very much for tuning in and watching whatever you can. Leave likes, comments, all that kind of such. All that crap adds up, trust me. I would not have anything that I have today if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you very much. This is like a 22K special. I'm probably going to write it down as a 22K special, because I'm a very busy person, so I'm just going to write it as that. Maybe we'll do some live streams soon. That's what I would like to do. But yeah, 22K, very awesome. Thank you for the question. Thank you to everybody who's given me a question so far. Thanks to everybody who's given me a question before I forget later. So we got our next question from SuperBros187, or just SuperBros. Question number 1 is, what made you start YouTube? That's also a good question. So I'm going to go into a short, I'm going to try to get this as short as possible so that way I don't rag on forever. But first time I ever made a YouTube account, it was way back in 2008, and I only did it because I wanted to leave likes, comments, and I wanted playlists. Playlists is where you put your music, it's where you put your favorites. I used to use favorites a lot. I don't do that anymore. But that was it. And then you also had channel comments, so you could like talk on people's channels, all that kind of such. I met great friends that way. That's actually going to be something I get to here in just a sec with the next question. All that kind of such. But yeah, I made a YouTube channel just because I wanted to do those things. And then I'd say right around late 2009, early 2010, I did start making my own content. It was random. I did a few stop motions. I've done sprite animations. I don't know if anyone knows what sprite animations are. Specifically Sonic sprite animations. I'm a little proud of it because it's basically where it got me now, but I'm also not proud of it because it's old. It was crappy. I could do way better now if I was still in that department, but that's not my interest anymore. But it was something I did when I was basically a very young teenager, basically a young kid. I was like, what, 13, 14 years old, maybe 12? I don't remember how old I want to say I was like 13, 14 when I started that kind of thing. So about 10 years ago, actually. Yeah, I'd say about 10, 11 years ago. About 10, really. So I did like little animations, stop motions, which were like animations. They weren't the best, but I thought at the time they were the coolest thing ever. So it was just that kind of content I wanted to make because I saw other people do it. And then just to kind of add a bonus in, the thing that got me into Let's Playing was like I watched people like, I think at the time I'd watched Chugga Conroy. He's like an OG Let's Player. My headset just turned off because I'm not listening to anything. I'm just pure silence right now, so okay, that's fine. Save batteries, my kids. Save energy, don't waste like I have for these past 15 minutes. But yeah, people like Chugga Conroy, I'm sorry. He's like an OG Let's Player. He makes all sorts of videos. He's got a legacy behind him. He's really cool. Other than him, I think there's a couple other people I saw making videos where they're talking about the games they love. It'd be people talking about Banjo-Kazooie. It'd be people talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario and all the things that I loved. And I thought, I have a lot to say about these games. And over time, I have gotten a little tired of like saying the same old. Like, I have to have something unique to talk about, or I'm just going to rag on about the same crap I always say. So I more or less like to talk about the games. There's certain YouTubers that will talk about the game. There are certain YouTubers who will talk about personal stories in their life. And there are some people who do both. I'm okay with both. There are people who like YouTube channels where it's like, yeah, back in high school and college, there was this one time, like, I'm fine if you're like that, but like, when it's the entire video, I want to be that guy who can talk to you about the game, and also maybe talk about some personal interest of my own. I would argue one of my biggest weaknesses, I won't get into it, I promise, but one of my biggest weaknesses is I'll talk about the recording process, like, I'm recording these episodes in bulk. I'm making, I hope they're not big episodes. I need to stop that because that gets old real fast, I'm sure. But other than that, yep, that's how I started YouTube. I saw other people doing it, and I thought maybe I can give my fair share, put my 2 cents in, give it a try. But the Let's Playing part only started in 2012 when I decided to do Diddy Kong Racing, and I did that game because it was basically somebody gave me the tip. Do something that you're familiar with. Don't start with something that you're like, well, I don't know what this is, because I did that a couple times. Those projects got canceled. But I did it with a game that I was very familiar with. It was short. I loved it. It was by Rareware, Nintendo 64. That's right up my alley. I figured that was a good way to start. So I would argue, here's my tip. I'm just throwing out an extra tip. If you ever start YouTube content, do something maybe you're a little bit more familiar with. Don't just try something random, like, I've never done this before. You can. I'm just saying, my opinion is start with something familiar. Start with something that you think you're comfortable with, and move from there. That's what I would say. Anyways, this is going to be an extremely long video because of how I've done this. Question number 2 from Super Bros. How and when did you meet Danny? So, once again, for those who don't know, Danielle is my girlfriend. I've done all sorts of projects with her and whatnot. Tons of Let's Plays, tons of videos. She's in my live streams sometimes. All that kind of stuff. She makes the artwork on my channel. Let's give a round of applause for that because she has worked on so much artwork on my channel. I'd say the icon I have currently right now, you guys might see this later, but the icon I have currently right now, that's made by somebody else. But like the traditional 2D art that you see on all my thumbnails, that's by her. She's made so much of that. She used to make all the art, like different pieces, but now we're trying to get to a point where like I use something that I can use all the time without taking up her time because she's got her own projects. That's why you probably just see different faces of my character now rather than me being in cool outfits because it just makes it easier on her life and it makes it easier on my life. I have variety for thumbnails. I can be expressive, all that kind of such. But even then, that's a lot of photos she made. She even made me like 3 or 4 new ones recently. So that way I keep getting new faces and we can just kind of refresh the channel a tad. So yeah, once again, give her a round of applause. She makes the art for the channel, and she's amazing. I love her so much. But yeah, in terms of how and when I met her. So I met her back in 2011, and it was through the Sonic community. Like I said, I started that in like late 2009, and then throughout 2010. Only until about maybe early 2011, I found her channel, and you know, we basically just more or less found each other. I think I'm the one who found her. I don't know if she's the one who found me, but we had known each other, I think, through like Skype groups or something like that, because we were thrown into like a crap ton of them with random people. People would just add you here and there, like without asking, but whatever. It is how you got to meet cool people. So that's how I got to meet Daniela. We kind of just talked through YouTube messages. That was a thing we did more back then than we do now. I don't do that ever. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But we used to talk to each other through YouTube messages. And I basically liked her work. I liked her art. I liked her little music videos. She made like a little animation. She still does until this day. Go subscribe to her if you haven't. It's on the side of my channel off to the right. It's in the description of this video. QDTCat, I think it's like, yeah, QDTCat, that's the name. Go check that out. She's awesome. She could use more support. That kind of thing. But yeah, so we basically talked through YouTube messages, and we talked like that. And we just basically liked each other's talking. We got to know each other. We liked each other's work. And I guess as a bonus, I'll tell you when we actually met in real life, because I had not met her face to face back in 2011. That was over the internet. It was in 2014. Me and her and some friends went to a Sonic convention back in, it was New York. Yeah, I don't know why it took me a second to remember, but back in New York, there was a Sonic convention in 2014, like late 2014. It was Sonic Boom. I don't remember what it was called. It was a Sonic Boom convention kind of thing. It was basically to promote the game Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric and the 3DS game and the TV show. Spoiler alert, it's one of my least favorite Sonic games ever. But that convention is the first time I ever got to meet her. I got in, as the other bonus, I met her at Nintendo New York City, which used to be Nintendo World. So the Nintendo World store in New York, that is now Nintendo New York City, that's where I met her. And it was like right near the front entrance, like kind of in the middle-ish of the front entrance. So if you've ever been there, you've been at the spot that me and her met for the first time. So that's where we've met. And what else is there? Yeah, I think that answers the question, right? It was only about meeting, not a whole life story, right? We'd be here a while if that was the case. But yes, thank you for the questions. Here we go. We got one from, I hope I'm saying this name right, Cruiserblade, or Cruiserblade9369 on Twitter. It's your Twitter handle. First question, favorite game. Okay, so it's always one of those things, if you're bound to get the question, what's your favorite game for these Q&A? Some people don't know, some people do. Because, you know, I get all sorts of new people all the time. And I will tell you right now, with one of my favorite things that I own, my favorite game ever. Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure for Dreamcast is basically what ignited me as a gamer. My first game was Sonic 2. I played Sonic 2 on Genesis. That's what I played basically, and I was like just an infant. My dad got me hooked on that. But it was Sonic Adventure that truly, like, it connected with me. It hit me hard. I'd played like Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie up to then, and those really lured me in. They really freaking did. I think I appreciated those games more later than I did earlier. But Sonic Adventure was the first game that I'll never forget it. I beat Sonic's Story on Dreamcast, and I was blown away. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. There was an ending cutscene. It was just like, it was fun. It was just pure fun. I was like 5. I more or less beat Sonic's Story, actually. I'm sorry. I beat Sonic's Story, Tails' Story, Knuckles' Story, Amy's Story, Gamma's Story. I could never beat Biggs, and I don't think I ever did that till about maybe 2000, I want to say 8, around that time frame, 2009. Like, this is a brand new copy of Sonic Adventure. I actually bought this back in 2009 or so. Brand new in the packaging, and at that point in time, Sonic Adventure brand new wasn't the hardest thing to come by. Now it kind of is, and I did unwrap it because, you know, I wanted to play it at the time. So it's actually a pretty mint copy, and it is signed by Jun Sonoe, so that is like the coolest freaking thing ever. He's the guitarist of Crush 40, and he basically makes a lot of the Sonic music. And I wish I could have gotten Johnny from Crush 40 to sign this too. I have met him. I think he signed. I'm flexing right now because this is like the coolest thing ever. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah, I don't think I got him to sign Sonic Adventure on GameCube, but I did get him to sign Sonic Heroes. It's like right up here in the corner. It's probably hard to see because it was like a very thin Sharpie. And then I also got him to sign Sonic Adventure 2. Once again, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got Johnny from Crash 40 to sign Sonic Heroes and Sonic Adventure 2. And then I got Jun Sonoe to sign Sonic Adventure. He also signed my Dreamcast. I would show you that, but I don't feel like pulling out my Dreamcast right now. But yeah, Sonic Adventure is my favorite game. I'm sorry that I went on about that for a while. I really, really like Sonic Adventure, so makes sense. I could talk about that game all day. I could talk about all sorts of games all day. I love video games. I will skip that question. Holy frick, that's the second one here. Second question, are you afraid of flying? Funny enough, I actually booked a plane ticket today because I'm going on a trip in mid-February. It's my 5-year anniversary with my girlfriend, so we're going to have a nice little trip. Not going to say where, so people don't know what we're doing. I'm sure. I'm just kidding. I'll talk about it later, I'm sure. But yeah, am I afraid of flying? No, actually. I remember the first time I got on a plane, I was like, oh god, my dad always told me my entire life. I'm talking about, I never got on a plane until I was like, what, 19? I think I was 19 years old when I got on a plane the first time. So I was a little late because we drove everywhere. And when I got on my first plane, it was by myself, so I didn't even have someone there to tell me what's going to happen, what's going on, all that kind of such. And I've flown by myself. My dad always told me my entire life it goes really fast, and he exaggerates crap. I love my dad, but he exaggerates crap. Turns out plane rides were really fun. It's getting through the airports I don't like doing. It takes so long. I'm sweating. I'm having to take off my shoes, throw all my crap on a thing. I bring my recording equipment to another country when I go to see Daniela, so like I go through so many hurdles just to make content with her, I swear. So guys, please appreciate any content I make when I go over to Canada. It takes me a lot. I wouldn't say blood, but I would say sweat and tears. At least that much. But am I afraid of flying? No. I will say if I'm doing like hang gliding, maybe. I've done zip lining before, which I was terrified to all heck, but now I wouldn't call that flying because you're attached to something, but it's kind of like flying. I guess you could say I'm a little afraid of heights. Not incredibly. I used to be way worse back then, but I'm a little better with it now. But in terms of flying, no. I could fly in a plane. It wouldn't bother me very much. There was maybe one time my armrests were up like this, and as soon as we landed, they slammed down like that. I'm dying. Sorry, once again, I'm dry cough. My armrests were like this, and they fell down when I got off when the plane landed, and I was like, I will never forget. I was like SpongeBob when he goes, "I surrender," because I was just so afraid. Well, that was about it. It was because it was just kind of a little bit of a rough landing, but not even really flying. It was like the landing was scary. So no, I'm not afraid of flying. Thank you for the question. Next question we got. I'm gonna take off my glasses here for a sec because my nose itches a tad. I hope I get this name right. I'm so sorry. I'm horrible with pronunciations. Let's see, Gabalus? Goatee. I'm gonna go with that. That's also their Twitter handle. I am so bad. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I've seen you in my comments a lot, so I know who you are, but sorry if I butchered that. If you could change any one thing about yourself, physical or mental, what would it be and why? Ooh. If you could change any one thing about yourself, physical or mental, what would it be and why? I'm actually going to go ahead and give you two answers on that, because I want to give a physical and a mental answer, just because I think that'd be fun. And I'll tell you which one I pick the most. If it was physically, I would totally want to just be really strong, like Goku, so I could do Kamehamehas and be powerful. Like I could take care of all the people that I care about, and just overall be strong, that kind of thing. I'm not afraid of my looks or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine with how I look. All the other such, I guess. Physically, I don't really care to change. I just want to be stronger, I guess. Typical kind of man thing, I suppose, but I think that'd be cool. I am, like, mildly strong, but you could always afford to be strong. Like a Goku, you get strong. I'd pull out a Goku figure, but I feel like it would make things worse. Anyway, so I'd probably make myself strong physically, or mentally, I would want to make sure that I can... I guess that mentally, I'd want to make sure that I don't get so angry or upset with something that I want to snap someone, basically, or, you know, get violent, basically. I don't want to be a violent person. I want to be a caring person. I want to be somebody who can show the right example. I don't like getting angry or getting upset with somebody, and then I want to, like, break someone, snap them into, you know, that kind of thing. I don't want that. So, I guess if I had to pick one thing mentally, I'd want to mentally have the strength to not want to do something to somebody, basically. That kind of thing. And yeah, I'd say that. That's probably what I would want to do mentally. But if I could only pick one, probably the mental one, because physically I feel fine. Mentally, I would want to... I don't want to be strong mentally. I'm stronger physically than I am mentally, if I'm being honest. I am strong mentally to a degree, but I can't handle certain things, I guess. Other than that, yeah, I'd say that. Second question. Who do you want as DLC number 5 in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I will give you no words as to who I want as the 5th DLC fighter. And I believe somebody else asked this question in the comments as well. Sorry if I'm answering it from just one person. I'll get around to it later. I'll even spice up the question. But, no words. I won't even get into it. It could be its own video if I really cared for it. But, I would want this. I'd want this guy in Smash Bros. He deserves a Smash Brothers spot. Please, Sakurai. Please. I beg of you. Put him in Smash. But yes, thank you for the question. On to the next question from Ghost Hero T-Hedgehog. Nice username. Let's see. Great job on reaching 22k subs, Zonic. Thank you very much. Question number 1. What is your proudest moment of the year 2019? Ooh, proudest moment of 2019. 2019, I would argue, was a bit more of a... I don't want to say mediocre year, but kind of like a chill year. You know, got a lot of Let's Play stuff done, did great with my job. You know, had some great moments, had some kind of bad ones, but, you know, that always happens every year no matter what. Other than that, I would say my proudest moment of 2019. Let's see. I don't want to pick a Let's Play thing because that seems kind of like, you know, typical. I would say one of my favorite accomplishments of 2019 was that the current job that I'm at right now, I've been there a whole year. And I've been there a year and a half now, but I've held that job for a year. And now I've held that job for a year and a half. And beforehand, I had another job that I only held for a year. And then the one before that was like a very short time. The one before that was a short time. So it's like the job I'm at right now, I've held on to a year and a half. I've never held on to a job longer than a year. Not that I had a bad habit of that. There was like, the one job I held on to for a year was good, but I couldn't take it anymore. So I took off from that. I recorded like a crap ton for YouTube. I stuck with just making YouTube content for like a year. Decided to get another job. You know, I kind of regret that in a sense because I probably should have always had a job. But yeah, I'd say one of my biggest accomplishments was that I held on to my job for a whole year. I got a raise. I think I got like a $2 raise. So I'm making more money with that now, and I was pretty proud of that. Just overall working hard at my job, that's what I was pretty proud with. And all the content that I made. I think 2019 was one of my weakest years for content, technically. Every year I've done about 30-something Let's Plays. I think last year I only reached about 29 or 30 or something like that. So there was like a couple less than usual, but I did some bigger games. Like I did like Kingdom Hearts 3, a couple other Kingdom Hearts games, I think, but most of Kingdom Hearts 3. Did like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I did bigger games, and I did quite a few side series that I'm pretty proud of. So even though it's like shorter Let's Plays in terms of like the number of Let's Plays, I did a lot of crap last year on YouTube, so I'm pretty proud of that. I would say overall just my hard work. Like my keeping my job for a year and my Let's Plays. I'd say that. Question number 2. What are you looking forward to accomplishing most going into the year 2020? So, accomplishing in 2020. Obviously, working my way up in the chain at my job, I would like to get another raise. I get one like every year for like a couple years, so I could be getting another one of those. It probably won't be as big, but that's kind of nice. So I get that in like June or July, so I look forward to that. But the thing I look forward to most, I think I'm on Let's Play number 177 now, in terms of what's currently up on YouTube. So I got like 177, 176, and 100, whatever the heck Spyro was. And, I'm going to be reaching 200 Let's Plays maybe by the end of this year, so I kind of look forward to that, because 200 is a big number, and I've had plans for that for like the longest time. I plan on doing some redos of projects that I've done before in the past, so that way people are like, oh, he used to do that back then, that was cool. They'll be redone, better commentary, maybe with green screen like this, which I love the setup, by the way. I got some footage of my Let's Plays. I have them just playing right here. I don't know which one's playing right now. I think it's like Mario Soccer or something. Whatever the heck it is, maybe even Banjo. But yeah, so I'd say I look forward to my Let's Play content, and you guys, I kid you not, if you guys even say things like, thank you for this video, or thanks for the content, great video. Love your Let's Plays. This brings me back so many memories. Thanks for bringing back my childhood. That makes my day. That truly makes every year of my life. I've had that make my every year since I started Let's Playing. Like, especially around like 2013, 14 onwards, every year you guys always make it worth it. And you know, you always get those few comments from people that are kind of like questionable or, oh god, you're kind of rude. But like, honestly, for a guy named ZonicTHedgehog with a green Sonic looking character, I definitely get a lot more praise and happy comments and nice people than I probably should, because I'm so like, oh, people are going to bash on me or hate me, all that kind of crap. I get a lot of just general nice comments and kind people, so thank you all very much for that. But yeah, in terms of accomplishing Let's Plays, we're reaching 200 soon. That's going to be awesome. Maybe we'll reach 25K. That's like a quarter of 100,000. That's pretty cool. And just looking forward to working hard at my job. And I've got my 5-year anniversary coming up in a month with my girlfriend. Been together 5 years. Very happy. And I look forward to the rest of our future together. That kind of thing. That's it. Those are the things I look forward to. I know that was for one thing I'm accomplishing in 2020. I named like 3 things. But those are kind of the things I would like. Thanks for the question. So we got one from, I hope I don't mess up the name either, Mauricio Gadian. I'm hoping I'm getting that name correctly. Now we're moving on to the YouTube comments. So no more Twitter handles. So that's their username. Okay, my first question is, number 1, are you going to play Sonic and the Black Knight for Wii, and what's your favorite ice cream? So that was 2 questions. I'm sorry, I went ahead and moved on to the other one. Excuse me, dry cough. Ugh. Okay, so Sonic and the Black Knight. Funny enough about that, Sonic and the Black Knight has been up in the air for a Let's Play project for the past, let's see, January, December, November, October, September. About 5 months. In between the past 5 months, I've debated on doing Sonic and the Black Knight at many points in time. I prioritized different things over another, and I've pushed Sonic and the Black Knight back. I do plan on doing Sonic and the Black Knight. I don't know when. I'm hoping sooner than later, because I did Secret Rings about a year ago, maybe a little less than. So I would like to do Sonic and the Black Knight soon, and then we'll have that underneath our belt. I think if I need a filler Let's Play, I'll probably do Black Knight, because it's a very short game. So if there's ever a time where I just need like a week and a half's worth of content or something like that, I would say, yeah, I'll do it. But yeah, Sonic and the Black Knight will definitely happen. I gotta finish the Sonic Storybook series, the 2 games that they had. But I do have a copy over here ready to go whenever I decide that that's a good idea. Once again, hopefully better sooner than later. And as for the other question, what is your favorite ice cream? My favorite ice cream... so there's this one I like called Paintball. Some of you might be familiar with an ice cream called Superman ice cream or Super something. Like, it'll always be like a rainbow looking color. It's not that, so don't get that idea. It's kind of close looking, but it's got a different flavor. It's got like a candy taste to it. It's called Paintball. It's really good. I haven't had it in forever. But I've had to go with like a straight up flavor, something you can get anywhere, any state, any country, that kind of thing. I would say a good go-to. I like cookies and cream. Cookies and cream is a really good flavor, and I also really like Ben & Jerry's strawberry cheesecake. That's my personal fave that I can go to anytime. Cookies and cream, I had it literally earlier today, so that's a good go-to flavor. It's a cookies and cream, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd say cookies and cream for a base flavor. Ben & Jerry's when it comes to going to the store, when it comes to like a strawberry cheesecake. I love Ben & Jerry's. And when it comes to an ice cream that I can't have too often because it's only at one place I go to, Paintball. So, yep. Those are my favorite ice creams. I'm sorry if I'm giving multiple answers, but definitive answer if I get it anywhere, probably cookies and cream. Okay, next question. Coke or Pepsi? Ooh, good question. That's the famous question, right? So for Coke and Pepsi, actually, I used to be a very, very big, and this is going to give the answer away, I used to be a very, very big Coca-Cola enthusiast. I don't drink Coke anymore, I don't drink Pepsi because I got really addicted to it. I drank so many of them, it was ruining my mouth, it was ruining my taste buds, it was ruining, I used it as caffeine to wake me up, all that kind of crap. It just wasn't a very good thing to do. And I could drink it now if I would desire, but I'm not going to. Other than that, though, if I had to pick, definitely Coke. I don't mind Pepsi, but I'm definitely going to go with Coke. Coke is the better drink. So yeah, that kind of thing. And who is your main in Smash Bros? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to go ahead and go into a short depth of Smash Bros. Real quick. I'll try to make it as quick as I can, because I know I'll rag on about it. Here's the thing. Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 64, Mario was my main. Going into Super Smash Bros. Melee, Young Link was my main. Going into Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Sonic was my main. Going into Smash Bros. Wii U/3DS, what was it? Pac-Man was my main. And then going into the new Smash Bros. Game, up at least until now, as of January 10th, 2020, Banjo-Kazooie is my main. And I don't know, I made multiple characters, but every game I've played so far, those were my mains, and I've literally held on to them since then. If it's Smash Bros. Ultimate, I still play Mario, Young Link, Sonic, Pac-Man, and now Banjo-Kazooie. Those are my mains. But if I had to pick one main, like, I can play them all the time, I'm used to them, I'm good at it. It's really a fight, as much as I love Banjo-Kazooie, I really freaking do. I need a little bit more time to get good at that. But besides that, though, Mario and Pac-Man are my go-tos. I'm very good with them. But Mario's like an overall like Smash main because I can play him in any game. Mario is basically accessible to me in any of the games. So Mario is definitely one of my mains, and then Pac-Man is like, he's really up there. I play a pretty darn good Pac-Man. For somebody who isn't like a Smash competitive player, I think I do a pretty good Pac-Man. But yeah, I'd say either Mario or Pac-Man. If I had to pick a definitive answer, probably Mario. Probably Mario. That sounds very typical, like, main character of the Mario series, the front cover guy going, yahoo, all that kind of crap. Probably Mario, but Pac-Man is really up there, and I'd love to get good at Banjo-Kazooie. So, there you go, that's my answer. I'm going to go ahead and say Mario. Whoa, okay, here we go. This is the big one I got earlier, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Just reading it's going to take me a while. But here we go. Number 1 from Lion O Cyborg. Number 1 is, when you get around to Blinks 2, could you attempt it solo first and do the special co-op run after with Daniela? It goes into a bunch of information and whatnot. So about that. So with Blinks 2, when I did Blinks 1, I had great intentions that was going to be a super fun Let's Play, and I was going to have a blast, and it was going to be something I can be proud of underneath my belt. That game really tired me out, and it beat the frick out of me. So, I'm probably not going to do Blinks anytime soon. Blinks 2, I should say. I'm not going to do Blinks 2 anytime soon. At least I don't think. I did look at some gameplay. I only tried it once at a kiosk back, I want to say in a Kmart a long time ago. It was either a Kmart or a Toys R Us or something. But it was cool, and I don't know if I'll do Blinks 2 anytime soon, but if I did, my assumption is I'm probably only going to do that with myself. I don't think I'd drag Daniela down with that. Especially if the game is still difficult like Blinks 1, I probably wouldn't drag her down with that. But I did look into the co-op. The co-op does make things interesting. I think in some ways it makes things easier and or harder depending on the situation. Could be wrong about that. I did look into it just in case I wanted to do the sequel like shortly after the first game. I went ahead and decided not anytime soon, but I would like to someday. I don't think I would do that with her, but you never know. If she and I ever live together someday, we can record things more frequently, then there's probably a higher chance. But that means you'll probably not see Blinks 2 for at least a couple more years, if that was the case. But if for some reason I said, hey, you want to do Blinks 2, it's got co-op, and we do it in these next couple of years, it'll be a miracle. That's how we set things up, because we only get so much time to do co-op games, so Blinks 2 is probably not on our radar to do. But if we did, then it'd be cool. I'd be down for it. She loves the original Xbox. That was her first game system. And I love the original Xbox, so who knows? Possible. Second question, regarding Sonic games and Sonic-themed games, can you cover these? And I'll tell you yes or no if I've done these, or if I'm willing to do them. Sonic Adventure 2 for Dreamcast. If I ever decide to recover Sonic Adventure 2, which I probably will, I will definitely do the Dreamcast version, because I've never actually played the Dreamcast version, so that'd be pretty fun. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 for PC with the Dreamcast conversion, retranslated mods with Japanese voices. So, in short, I want to do Sonic Adventure DX with the Sonic Adventure, conversion for the Dreamcast. I probably won't do Japanese voice acting. I'll probably do, the original, because that's what I grew up with. But for a stream, I would probably do the Japanese version, even with Adventure 2. So, I had no idea Adventure 2 had the Dreamcast conversion. That's pretty cool. Once again, I'd probably do that in stream form. That actually might be something I should do soon, because that sounds like fun. Love Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. And then we got Rise of the Triad. There's a bunch of Rise of the Triad games here. I've never played them before. I don't know what they are. I'll have to look into it, but Thanks for the suggestion, though. I'll definitely look into it. I've never heard of those games. Apparently, they're like Shadow the Hedgehog, but in first person, so that's kind of neat. Definitely look into that. And thanks for the links in case I need to look at those. And then we got a bonus question here. Once again, I only said 2 questions per person, but that's okay. You guys are cool. I didn't get like a crap ton of questions. It's just more or less I talked too long, so that's what's going to make this video long. But you guys are awesome. I'll let these slide for now. But next time, only 2 questions. You're pretty awesome. You've supported me a crap ton, so you get this one. Bonus question. Sorry, but I couldn't keep it to 2 without bloating question 2. Anyway, have you heard of quantum... Hang on, sorry, my mouse was on the way. Quantum Redshift for Xbox. It is I can't say it. A spiritual successor on the PC and Switch called Redout. They're basically Wipeout or F-Zero, but much better and a blast to play. They're literally supersonic racing. That sounds like a crap ton of fun. I've never heard of them or played them. I may have heard of Quantum Redshift. I could be wrong about that. But those sound like fun. I'll definitely look into those because I'm always down for some new gaming. Once again, thank you for the suggestions. If you guys ever have suggestions, leave them down in the comments. Let me know what games you want to see me play. Throw them out there. Do that if you want. It helps me out a lot. It gives me ideas. Because I'm getting to a point, I've done so many games, like, oh god, I'm like grasping for straws just to want to play sometimes, you know? So yeah, that kind of thing. And then, let's see, there's also Rayman 2 Superior PS2 Remake, Psychonauts, and Marathon Trilogy. So Rayman 2's PS2 Remake. If I ever decide to go back to Rayman 2, I'd probably do the PS2 version, but I've already done it on Dreamcast. I don't think I'd return to it anytime soon. Psychonauts, I did do a Let's Play on. It's a little old. I think it was like Let's Play number 30-something, so like you'd have to go back to my 30s of Let's Plays. But I did do Psychonauts, and I will be doing Psychonauts 2 when that comes out. I think that comes out this year, so that might be a soonish Let's Play, actually. And then the Marathon Trilogy. I've never heard of it, but once again, I'll look into it. So, thank you very much for that comment. And thanks for all the help, by the way. You've given me a lot of help on other Let's Plays that I've done. I loved reading the comments. However, I can only read comments for so long, so I saw a bunch of them, and I was reading a whole crap ton the other day from all sorts of people. And if you guys can, make sure you keep the comments at least like relatively short, and try to comment just once. There are certain videos where people comment like 4 or 5 times on one video. If you can comment just on one video and keep it short, that helps me out a lot because, you know, I can't read stuff all day. I read like a month worth of comments the other day. It took me like 2.5 hours. So, but I did get around to them, so I kept my promise to myself. Here we go. We got. Thanks for the comment, by the way. We got Care Bear Chaos here from. I was said from 1 week ago. That's because I'm reading these now. First question from Care Bear Chaos. What's your favorite movie? Ooh, I brought a special thing for this. So I can say what my favorite movie is. My favorite movie is John Carpenter's Halloween. I got my little plastic knife here from Halloween. I totally brought that prop just here for this question because I absolutely love Halloween. Let me go ahead and get the Blu-rays out actually because I'm a pretty big fan. So Halloween is one of my favorite movies ever. My dad got me hooked on it at a young age. Probably not the best thing to show your child, but I turned out okay, I think. And I liked it growing up, but I like it a lot more now. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated with the classic Halloween. It's just, I don't know why, it's great. It's just got, it's special. It's of its time. It's literally its own thing. Like, you can never replicate this the same way ever again. Like, word for word, everything in it be better than this. Like, it's just good. It's just good. I love Halloween. If you guys like horror movies or scary movies, or if you want to get into them, start with Halloween. If you want to watch the other movies, that's completely up to you. I would even argue if you want to watch Halloween 2, that's a good movie. I like H2O. I like H2O to an extent. I like 4 a lot more nowadays. I don't care for 5 as much as I used to. 6 I don't like. Resurrection's kind of bad. The Rob Zombie remakes are kind of bleh. Not a big fan of those. If you're going to watch one, just watch the first one. The second one's super stupid. And in my opinion, right after Halloween 1 is done, I love some of the classics. I love Halloween 2 and whatnot. But if you want to jump into the new series, Halloween got a brand new movie recently. And this one's the Halloween 2018 film. And they're coming out with Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends by... Halloween Kills comes out in 2020, end of this year. Really look forward to that, and Halloween Ends comes out the year after. They're back-to-back sequels. So I'm very excited to see sequels to some of my favorite films ever. So Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween 1978 is my favorite movie. Second question, what is your favorite Pokemon? Ooh, that's a good question, actually. I keep looking at my merchandise to see, like, which one do I like the most? I do have something over there, but it's finicky. So my favorite Pokemon, I would have to say Gengar. It used to be Totodile. I used to really love Totodile. But I think it was more or less when I was a kid, I loved Ash's Totodile from the anime. He was super enthusiastic. He was very just go-getter, that kind of thing. Love Totodile, but not as much anymore. When it comes to a base Pokemon, I love Gengar. He's cool looking. He's a freaking ghost type Pokemon. Oh, super cool moves. I loved his look at Pokemon Stadium. When I was a little kid, I saw Gengar. He was the coolest little guy. He'd flash you in the face. Yeah, he'd eat your dreams. You know, that kind of thing. Really cool. Gengar. I'd say Gengar. I love Pikachu as well. Pikachu as a mascot's pretty awesome. Charizard, Charmander. Favorite starters probably Charmander going into Charizard. If not, what else do I like here? Typhlosion, love Typhlosion from the little Cyndaquil, or even, what's the other one I'm looking for here? I also really like Torchic that turns into Blaziken. Love Blaziken. I'm a fire-type trainer. I love fire-type Pokemon, so you can probably guess what my main starter was in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But yeah, definitely Gengar as a solid Pokemon that I really enjoy. Thank you for the question, by the way. Okay, next question. Thank me later. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kidding. That was my little joke thing in this. I got a comment where somebody said thank me later. Thank you, I suppose. I don't quite get what that meant, but okay. I thank you. Then we got Andre... sorry, let me make sure I get this name right before I mess up. Andre Pendleton. I hope I got that name correctly. You're one of my longest time followers. You're awesome. You've supported me for so long now, and I really, really appreciate it. You have some of my favorite comments. Happy New Year, Zonic, and congrats on reaching 22k subscribers. Thank you very much. Here are the questions. Number 1, will you eventually redo a Let's Play on Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2? So, funny about that, Ghostly Adventures 2 was also one of those Let's Plays that I did originally on my channel, and that was the first game that I was ever hooked up with by a company. Bandai Namco actually reached out to me and said, can you do Ghostly Adventures 2? Because my first Ghostly Adventures Let's Play got very popular. I don't know why, but it did. Unfortunately, the Ghostly Adventure 2 Let's Play that I originally had got taken down. It was not because of copyright or anything like that. It was because there's this whole thing back then where if you put tags in your description, YouTube took down those videos. I did that a lot. I didn't think it was anything wrong, but YouTube took down a lot of my content at that point in time. Any content I basically had that on. So I think I've been doing Let's Play since 2012. I think 2014 doesn't even exist for a year for Let's Plays. I could be wrong about that, but I don't want to say anything I did in 2014 basically doesn't exist anymore. Crazy, I know. It sucks, but that's okay. I've redone and brought back a lot of those projects. Ghostly Adventures 2 was one of those projects I did not bring back. And it's kind of hard to go back to it because it was such a game for its time, and I've moved on from that kind of thing a little bit. I will say, though, I probably will get around to it someday just for the sake of covering another Pac-Man game that, like I said, it's no longer on my channel, so I gotta cover it. I've done so much Pac-Man content, I gotta go back to it, right? So, probably someday Ghostly Adventures 2. I don't think anytime soon, but probably someday. So, that's a good question, actually. I'm glad you asked that. Question number 2, are you interested in doing a Let's Play of Star Fox Zero? I've never actually played Star Fox Zero before, so I think that'd be pretty interesting to tackle. I heard it's not the greatest thing ever, but I would like to give it a shot just for the sake of trying it. I think that'd be cool. So yeah, Star Fox Zero, maybe someday. I think that'd be fun. Once again, thanks for the suggestion. I don't get Star Fox recommendations too often, so to hear that is actually pretty cool. Thank you for the questions. Moving on to the next one from Just a K Skull. I hope I said that name right as well. Number 1, what is your favorite anime? So, that's a good question. I want to say definitively, if I can go back and watch something all the time or over and over again and love it to all bits and to just love it to death, I would probably say, as a whole, the Dragon Ball series. Love Dragon Ball. Goku, Vegeta, Krillin, all the, even just the OG Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball, not Z, not Super, GT. I love Dragon Ball. Love Z, love Super, love G. I even like GT to a lot of extents. Dragon Ball as a whole. Goku, for some reason, just resonates with me. He's a character that never gives up, very inspirational. He's a little goofy, but when he's serious, he's ready to kick butt. Reminds me a lot of myself in a lot of ways. So I guess I resonate a lot with Goku in that sense. A lot of people feel very, very connected with Dragon Ball. That's why they love it. Even with Vegeta, maybe he used to be like someone who was kind of bad or rude at one point, but then you bettered yourself and changed your principles. Some people love Vegeta for that. Even the other characters too, you know, very awesome. So I would say Dragon Ball. But unfortunately, Dragon Ball is kind of at a halt right now outside of the manga. I think the Dragon Ball Super is still going for that or something. I don't really read that. I more or less watch the shows. I like reading the mangas, but not too much. I'm definitely more of a watcher. Call me lazy. But yeah, I definitely like the Dragon Ball anime. And but because that's not going on right now, because Dragon Ball Super is done, and we may go back to it eventually, who knows. For the time being, though, I'm going to add on a bonus answer. A close second anime that I really love, that is still ongoing, and I hope it goes on for a long time. My Hero Academia. Love that show. Deku is the man. Deku is awesome. Love My Hero Academia. Anybody in the comments are Chaco fans, right? Love Ochako, love Deku, love both of them. All Might's awesome. Bakugo's got his great moments. You know, Kirishima kicking some butt recently. Loving My Hero Academia. I almost said loving Dragon Ball. I'm like, oh great, Dragon Ball's back. No, I'm just kidding. My Hero Academia movie, it literally just got its release date today, February 26th. A month and a half from now, we're going to be getting a nice My Hero movie. Love the first My Hero movie. I've actually got it over here. Love that movie. Saw that movie in theaters twice. I loved it that much. I think I've only done that once before in my life. I think that's the only movie I ever went back to the theater and said, I gotta see that a second time immediately after. I love My Hero Academia. I don't even think I did that for the Dragon Ball movies. I only did that for My Hero. It's just something with that movie hit home with me. Very good movie. But yes, okay, so moving on. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull out my phone for this one, because this was a question I thought, oh my god, like, what even, like, I don't even know how to respond to it. But I figured the best way to do this is if I search up this said game and see some gameplay on it, because I've never seen it before. Question is, would you ever consider Let's Playing The Little Mermaid for PS1? Let's see, let's go ahead and search up The Little Mermaid PS1. I've never seen gameplay on it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull up a video from Wishing Tikal. You're actually a pretty cool channel from what I've seen. Well, that's The Little Mermaid 2. Hang on, I'm sorry. Unless there is only The Little Mermaid 2. I could be very wrong about that. I'm only seeing The Little Mermaid 2. I want to say that's the only thing that's on there. So, okay, I'll look at The Little Mermaid 2. I hope that's what you meant. I'm sorry if this isn't it. But I'm assuming that's it. So, I'm going to go ahead and look at some gameplay here. I'm looking at some cutscenes. I'm actually going to turn up the volume a tad, so you guys can hear it. Technically, I had done The Little Mermaid considering Kingdom Hearts with some Little Mermaid segments. Cutscenes look pretty neat for PS1 standards, pretty decent. The swimming looks about right for PS1. Kind of reminds me a lot of Echo the Dolphin. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just kind of browsing it a tad. I'm only gonna watch it for a bit. Oh, there's sharks. That's always fun. Got collectibles. There's like coins you can collect. It looks pretty solid. I don't know if I would ever tackle a Little Mermaid game because I was never big on the Little Mermaid. I do like the movie. I was never like, whoa, that was my thing, man. You know, that kind of thing. I was definitely more of a Toy Story kid. Monsters Inc. Love that kind of stuff. But you know what? Someday, if I ever decide to do the Little Mermaid 2 for PlayStation 1. Maybe I can get my girlfriend for that, and we can maybe find some amusement out of it. So that's going to be my answer for that question. Very interesting question. I'm so used to it being like, would you play Mario? Would you play Pokemon? You know, that kind of questions. The Little Mermaid for PS1. I like little obscure questions like that. Like just the almost like hidden gem games kind of thing going on. I can't say it looks like a bad game. It actually looked pretty solid. I was expecting it to be like horrendous, like the Shrek game on PS1. Like that one looks horrible. But once again, thank you for the question. I may have put down your question twice in my folder. I don't know why. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that one as well. Thank you for the question. We got a question from the hashtag #OneTieMan. I hope that's how you say your username. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that for every person just in case I mess you up. First off, Happy New Year, Sonic, and congrats on 22K. Thank you very much. My questions are, number 1, what convinced you to become a YouTuber? So I did answer that before. I'm sorry if I just can't really go on about that as much anymore. Basically, I saw other people doing it. The Let's Play thing, I thought that was cool. I wanted to express how I felt about certain games. I wanted to make my own content. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and give you a bonus, so that way it's not just me leaving you with an unanswered question, or a question I've already answered, basically. One of the things I got a comment on a long time ago when I did like emulators and PC recordings on a crappy PC when I first did my first couple of Let's Plays, or like the first or second Let's Play or something like that, and somebody says, you need to get a capture card, and I was like, oh, what the heck's a capture card? Is that something you put in your camera? And I used like a little flip video camera. I don't know if anyone remembers the flip videos, but that's how I recorded some content back then. And I think, besides emulation and whatnot, somebody just said, you know, use a capture card. So I thought that was for the camera. It was actually a device you plug into your PC, you plug your console's HDMI into there, or whatever cable it is, and you would record from your console. So I thought that was kind of funny, because when I started, I didn't even know what a capture card was. Now it's like my everyday life. I use capture cards like all the freaking time. So, fun fact, I didn't know what that was, and I thought it was pretty funny looking back at my theory on what I thought a capture card was at the time. Google helped me out with that. I was like, oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, there you go. That's a little bonus. And number 2, how did you get into Sonic the Hedgehog? Long story short, my dad got a Sega Genesis. It came with Sonic 1 and 2. He let me play it as a young child, and then we got the Sega Saturn as well. I played Sonic R. Love that game. Then we got a Dreamcast. Like I said before, Sonic Adventure resonated with me, so Sonic Adventure became my favorite game. We got Sonic Adventure 2 roughly when it came out for the GameCube. I got a GameCube for my birthday, and Sonic Adventure 2 was like, whoa, it's a Sonic game on a Nintendo console. At the time, I didn't really know that was so a big deal, but it was crazy. And I loved it. Loved Sonic Adventure 2. And then I played Sonic Heroes and all the other games. But basically, Sonic 2, Sega Genesis, Dad set me up with that at like, I was just a little guy. I was so small. Super small. And just everything basically kept pushing me forward. Sonic Heroes, I wanted Shadow the Hedgehog, got Sonic Mega Collection, got Sonic Gems Collection, got Sonic Riders, Sonic 06. I basically climbed my way up the ladder playing all the games. I think the only thing I missed out on at one point was like, I didn't play the Sonic Rush games, and I didn't play Sonic Advance 2 and 3. I played most Sonic games that came out, but there may have been a couple I missed at one point. Excuse me for the cough. But yes, thank you for the question. I don't think I've ever been asked about how I got into Sonic before, so that was a dang good question. Here we go. We got a question from Jeremy is the Boss. Nice username. Happy New Year. As for the 2 questions, what would you like for a Banjo 3E? I would like for it to exist. I would like for it to be a game. Jokes aside, though, for Banjo 3, I would like Banjo 3 to be... I would like it to be, like, so... Like, I don't want it to be overwhelming like Ukulele, because I know a lot of people who played Ukulele who've never played a Banjo game before, and they felt very overwhelmed with how much they gave you, so I wouldn't want Banjo-Kazooie to go into 2E, and then 2E into 3, and 3's like, oh my god, there's so much going on. Like, take the assets from the first game and the second game, and just make an in-between game. Like, nothing as long as 2E, but something that feels fluent and fast, and looks great, sounds great, plays great. Gotta bring back Grant Kirkhope for the music. There can be nobody else doing that right now, and otherwise noticed, or unless otherwise noted, I should say, I'm sorry. If Rare decides to make another Banjo game, because they're working on some other game right now, and they own Banjo-Kazooie, give Rare, like, give a certain team at Rare the opportunity to make the Banjo game. Go in association with somebody who can take care of the game very well. I don't even care if you want to go back with Playtonic and say, hey, you want to work together. I don't care. Give it to a team that you know will make Banjo 3 great. I think the people who are currently working on Rare games now, I think they're just a different crew. They're working on something different. They're fantastic people. They're working on great stuff. But I don't think that Banjo-Kazooie is like their priority at this point. I've just noticed that it's almost like something they just don't. Like, I don't want to say it's something they don't care to do, because I'm sure many of them who work there are like, yeah, I'd work on a Banjo game. But it just depends. I think the smart thing to do, go back and remake the first game or the second game, redo them, HD them up, make that your basis to bring people back into Banjo-Kazooie. Do the Crash N.Sane trilogy, Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled, Spyro Reignited trilogy. Give them that treatment, and then make a new game. I think that's what they should do. But for Banjo 3, I would just want it to be pretty awesome. You know, give us the proper sequel to Tooie that people would want. Once again, in between Kazooie and Tooie. Not quite Tooie, but something fluent with Kazooie, but like a lot. Like, give us a lot of awesome stuff, you know? I don't even know what to exactly say. Maybe that'd make for its own great video, talking about how I'd want a Banjo 3 to turn out. That'd be kind of cool. I'd have to script it, though, because I'm on the fly. I can't think exactly everything I'd want. Obviously, new eggs, you'd want maybe even new collectibles of some kind. Maybe make the Jinjos even more useful. Maybe they could have like power-ups of some kind of like the Wisps from Sonic. Colors, that'd be kind of cool. Something on those lines, you know, just change it up a little bit. Second question, what would you do if bandits just came and attacked? I'd probably at least attempt to try to beat the crap out of them, and if I can't lay too many dents in, I'd probably run away. And try to find Sonic and get him to help us, but I feel like, let's say it's the human world, and bandits come to attack and Sonic doesn't really exist. Probably call the police or something, get the SWAT team or something, you know what I mean? Something to take care of those bandits. I don't know how many bandits there are, but if there was quite a few, we might be in trouble. That's a funny question, though. I like that one. Moving on to our next question. JN asked, or said, congratulations. Here's the questions. Thank you very much. Number 1, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger or a Hat in Time? Ooh, that hurts. Okay, so personally for me, that's a good question, because Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, I didn't grow up with the first game, I actually grew up with the second one, and even then I didn't play a whole lot of it, but I loved it. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is very nostalgic, but a little older, whereas a Hat in Time is a bit more new, and I'd even argue very, I don't want to say redefined, because it's redefined something. It's very defined, very smooth for a platformer, considering it was like an indie company that made it. Lots of passion, lots of love, lots of art style, character, and all that kind of stuff. I would probably go a Hat in Time, but yeah, I'd probably say Hat in Time if I had to pick, just because it's more up my alley than something like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Absolutely love Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. That's Daniela's one of her favorite games ever, so she'd probably kill me if I said I'd pick a Hat in Time over it. But if I played both games all the way through, definitely a Hat in Time. But yeah, second question, KFC or Popeyes? So some of you out there may kill me for this. I need a drink. Hold on a second. I need to fix my pipes here. Some of you might kill me when I say this, but I've actually never had Popeyes before. My family's had many times where they've went, and I've had other family members go, but for some reason I'm never around for when Popeyes is an option. I've always wanted to try it, and I've heard there's good things about it, but some people say it's either yay or nay, like you either really like it or you don't care for it. I've had KFC, I like it to an extent. There are times where I think it's okay. I like their popcorn chicken, that's about it. Along with like the mashed potatoes. Love mashed potatoes at KFC. I don't know why I love their mashed potatoes. Not big on biscuits, honestly, and fries are okay. That's kind of like my general area of food for KFC. But I would probably go KFC, but I would like to try Popeyes. It's not a very fair argument for me to throw out there because I've never tried Popeyes, but that's my answer. I'd like to try it, but I've had KFC, so I'd probably go KFC for at least now. And here is another question, except I got I think 7 of them here. Once again, I'll let these slide because I did say 2 questions per person, but I'll try to get through these as fast as possible because there's 7 here. So I'll make them short-ended answers unless I find them extremely interesting. Here we go. 2019 was a great adventure. Yes, it was. I agree. Once again, some kind of crappy moments for me, but overall, I like 2019 for the most part. Time for a Q&A. Here we go. Number 1, do you like making video games someday? So when I was a kid, I always wanted to make video games. I thought it'd be cool to work at Sega, the typical Sonic dream, that kind of thing. That got cut short. Video games did look pretty complicated, and I didn't think it'd be my department to work on that. I would love to be a voice actor. I think if I could be one thing, I think voice acting was something I'd like to get into. Even acting, that sounds like something that interests me a lot more nowadays than it ever has. I'm talking about within the past year or 2. That's resonated with me. So, probably not making video games anymore, but I would like to do those other options. But I always did want to make video games when I was a kid. What kid who loved video games didn't really, especially Sonic fans. Number 2, what's your favorite video game, fandom, or song? Video games, fandoms, or songs. That's a lot. I won't be able to answer all those. But favorite video game, once again, I said Sonic Adventure. I'll throw out a couple other titles I really enjoy. Love Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Pac-Man World 2 is pretty awesome. Smash Brothers Ultimate, that's one of my favorite recent games. Pokemon's cool. I loved Heart Gold. Sword and Shield were awesome. Just throwing out a bunch of Mario, Sonic games, all that kind of crap that I love. Sonic Adventure 2 is awesome. Crash Bandicoot games, Spyro, love all that stuff. Look at my Let's Plays. That's basically what I like. There may be a couple games in that are questionable, but yeah, that kind of thing. As for fandoms, I'm actually not too big on fandoms. I don't really go and be like, oh, I'm a part of this fandom, you know? I'm a part of the Sonic fandom, for better or for worse. A little bit of the Nintendo, and Dragon Ball, definitely, and My Hero Academia. I think those are pretty cool fandoms. You gotta be careful of certain people in fandoms, because they, you know, every fandom has its fair share of stinkers, if you know what I mean. Probably those fandoms. And for songs, favorite songs. I love Crash 40 when it comes to their Sonic music. I'm trying to think of like actual singers, because I'm not big on like certain bands. Like I can look at somebody like Guns N' Roses. I'm not a huge fan of all their music, but I like some of them. I love some Michael Jackson music, but I don't like all of Michael Jackson songs. I could even be a fan of like the Backstreet Boys. Like I love a couple of their songs. I don't listen to everything, but I like some of their stuff. I like things here and there. But yeah, I don't know. It's for me, it's like video game music and movie music. Like that crap resonates with me. But yeah, I like certain songs here and there. I like Rio from Duran Duran. Love that song. I don't know why. I love that song. One of my favorite songs. I like Africa by Toto. Love that song. I like 80s. 80s are awesome. Let's hear some 80s up in the comment section. Who loves the 80s music, you know? Yeah, I'd say that. And then moving on to the next question, so super sorry. What's your favorite food? Pizza, preferably pepperoni if I can. Especially depending on if I like the pepperoni. Some I do, some I don't, but love pepperoni pizza. Number 4, when is your birthday? November 20th? And I was born in the year 1995. I'm 24 years old. Hitting up 25 this year. 25th birthday, big birthday. Number 5, what is your favorite Sonic characters? My favorite Sonic characters, I would definitely argue some of the more OG characters. Love Sonic, love Tails, love Knuckles, Amy, even classic Amy. I'll take regular Amy though. Love Dr. Robotnik, Dr. Eggman's cool. I like Shadow, not as much as other people do, but I like Shadow. Don't care for Metal Sonic as much, surprisingly. Silver's cool. Blaze is awesome. I've been more of a Blaze fan in recent years. She's just awesome. Some of the Sonic comics, I love the Tangle. Tangle's a great character. Whisper is also awesome. But yeah, I'd definitely say some of the more OG characters like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman, just the OG crew. It's kind of like Sonic Boom in a way, except minus Shadow, minus Metal. But I do like Shadow to an extent. Omega's cool. We can't go wrong with Omega. And Gamma. I love Gamma. Big catch me too. But yeah, mostly like the original characters. Let's see the next question. Do you like Five Nights at Freddy's? I do. I've actually never played most of the games, but I do like the concept. I do like seeing people play it. I'd like to try out the games more someday. Maybe do that as some content for the channel. Yeah, definitely. Five Nights at Freddy's is cool in my book. Number 7. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. Holy frick. I've been doing this for so long. I'm gonna die by the end of this Q&A. This is why I say 2 questions per person. I'm just kidding. Number 7, you're awesome and you definitely deserve a lot of love and support with respect. Or with the respect. I thought that was a question. That wasn't a question, but thank you very much. Those are very kind words. Stay awesome, mate. 2020 will be a great year. You bet, man. 2020 is going to be awesome. We're going to make sure 2020 frickin' rocks this place. Next question from Sleepy AM. Number 1, are you going to do more gameplays for 2020, games you haven't played? Definitely. That is my life. I do that all the time. I've got plenty of games planned to do someday. I really want to do Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I'd love to tackle the Mario and Luigi series. I really want to do... I'm actually possibly going to be doing New Super Mario Bros. DS soon. I haven't played that game in a good while, so I thought that'd be fun. I don't know why I'm staring at my microphone with the camera's right here. I'm staring at the microphone. I don't know why. Mario Galaxy 2. I got a lot of Mario games I want to do. I think I'm in more of a Mario mood. Gotta do Sonic and the Black Knight, reiterating back to that one question earlier. Yeah, definitely the rest of Spyro. A whole bunch of games this year. We're going to be playing all sorts of great games. And there's a lot of great games coming out, like Animal Crossing New Horizons. We got Cyberpunk 2077, Persona 5 Royale. We got a whole bunch of great games coming out. So we got a lot of opportunities to play some games. SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Definitely going to be doing that. Totally got to do that. And our second question here is, what do you think of the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer for the movie? So the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer, I thought it was good. I thought the original was like, oh my god, Sonic looks kind of bleh. Like, I wasn't too big a fan of it. I figured it was kind of going Crapsville. But the script itself, I thought this could actually go somewhere. I could see it being decent, or at least okay for a script. But after seeing the new one, definitely have faith in this movie. I think it's going to be great. It's going to have charm. I love Jim Carrey. He's funny. I think he makes a great Dr. Robotnik. Even though he's kind of skinny, he's supposed to go like crazy in this movie or something eventually. So eventually maybe he'll look egg-shaped. Probably more on the lines of like Sonic 06 Eggman in a sense. Other than that though, I don't care for Baby Sonic as much as everybody else did, but whatever. But yeah, Sonic movie trailer the new one at least, looks good. I'm seeing that the day of my anniversary, my 5-year anniversary is on February 14th, the day the Sonic movie comes out. So for my 5-year anniversary, we're seeing the Sonic movie. It's going to be freaking sweet. So whether I like the movie or not, we're doing it. So I think it'll be fun. Next question. I just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything here. From Zoro Buna, I'm sorry, Anda. So sorry I forgot that name or did it badly. Have you ever played Tai 3? The answer is no. I've only played Tai 1 and 2, but I've seen a teeny tiny bit of 3. Whenever I get around to doing 2, someday I'll do 3 for sure. Next question, have you read the Archie Sonic comics? I have. I've not read all of them, but for a good while there I read a bunch of them, at least the early ones, because they used to have these Sonic, like, compilation comic books, where like, it'd just be a book, like little small books, full of the comics. I forget, they're like Sonic volumes or something like that. I forget what they're called, but there was just a bunch of Sonic volumes you could read from. And I read a crap ton of those from my local library. My library didn't have it, but apparently you could special order the books. So I did that, and I read the crap out of them. That was my life at one point. I loved those comics. Not as big on Archie comics now. I think the ones that they do nowadays with IDW are better. That's me. I'm not a huge fan of Sally Acorn. I do like Bunny. I do like Antoine. Rotor's pretty okay, too. But I didn't like a lot of I don't like Scourge. I don't like Khan. I didn't like a lot of the Archie characters. Snively's a piece of frick. You know, like, I don't know. It wasn't my thing. Whereas, like, now, the Sonic IDW comics, I kind of like those a bit more. But I have read the Sonic Archie comics. A lot of them are pretty cool. I actually got to meet Ian Flynn mid-ish early last year. He works on a lot of the Sonic comics. He is awesome. He even signed some of the newer comics I have. As a matter of fact, this one isn't signed, but I actually got this one recently because I absolutely love the art style. It's this one right here. It's like the Sonic Advance kind of sprite style. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that well. The green screen might kill it. But yeah, Sonic comics are awesome. I own, I think, every single Sonic comic as of right now from the IDWs, outside of, I think, the Tangle and Whisper ones and some of the other thingies. I have variants one. I have a crap ton of them over here. I'll have all the Sonic IDWs someday, that's for sure. But yeah, moving on to our next question. From Sun12, number 1, what is your favorite DLC in Smash Bros. Ultimate? Banjo-Kazooie. Straight up. I can even show you my reaction clip if I had to, of me reacting to when Banjo-Kazooie was announced. Banjo-Kazooie will be my favorite DLC in Smash Ultimate. I don't care who else you throw in this frickin' game. Banjo-Kazooie will be my favorite. There's literally no one else who can top that because my top 3 characters of all time, count Kazooie along with Banjo. Mario and Sonic are my top 2, Banjo-Kazooie is number 3. The reason why I probably went crazier for that than I ever would with Mario or Sonic is because they were a bit more relevant and they kept having games. Banjo-Kazooie's been kind of in the shadows for a while. So when that came back, it was like a piece of my heart that came back. So Banjo-Kazooie for sure. Love Banjo-Kazooie. Make sure I'm not going to skip these questions here. Number 2, which is your favorite Kingdom Hearts game of all? That's a good question. I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. I remember there being a... Okay, I'm either going to go with Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm going to go with Birth by Sleep. I want to say one of those two games. I really liked Birth by Sleep in terms of its combat. I think that was my favorite combat Kingdom Hearts game. But in terms of like story, graphics, everything going on, Kingdom Hearts 2 was a really solid game. So either Kingdom Hearts 2 or Birth by Sleep. I'm going to go ahead and say gameplay-wise, Birth by Sleep, everything else-wise, Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm probably going to go Kingdom Hearts 2, but Birth by Sleep was a close second. I don't know. My opinion might change on that later. But that's a very good question, actually. So I love your question. Thank you very much. Marcus Stryker, congratulations. Here are my two questions. Thank you for the congratulations. Number one, how did you get into the Sonic fandom? Once again, it was more like Sonic Sprite animations back in like late 2008, 2009. I was watching those, and I would just like, I randomly would just go to people's channel comments and like talk to them, like, hey, how's it going? I love your stuff, that kind of thing. I'd get to know people, and just like one thing led to another, and I'm somehow in the Sonic fandom now. I'm a piece of it to some extent, so I'm proud of it. There's certain parts I try to stay out of, if you know what I mean, but other than that, Sonic fandom, it does have its pretty high notes. A lot of them are pretty chill people, pretty cool, and that's how I basically got into it, was YouTube videos and watching them and just overall communicating with Sonic fans. Number two, how did you, Johnny, and Daniela all meet and become the Crusaders? So when it comes to the Discord server we have, which is in the description, you have to be 16 or older. Just throwing that out there right now. We have a Stardust Crusaders server kind of thing. Server thing going on. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. We have a group, and how we all met, if I'm actually going to throw it out there as to how all three of us met, I already talked about how I met Daniela personally, but I'll add on to that. I met her and Johnny in real life in New York, Nintendo New York Center. I met Daniela first. She was the first one who showed up, so I got to say hi to her first. She didn't even see me, and I was like, hello, I'm right here. Kind of funny, you know, looking back at that memory now, because I was the first one who saw her. We weren't dating at that point in time, but I got to see her. I was like, hello, I'm right here. And she was like, oh, there you are. And like I said, and that was kind of a nice memory. And then Johnny showed up maybe like 10, 15 minutes later. He was a little late. And then we all got to meet. So all three of us pretty much met the same day in real life, like all of us all at the same time. So we've always had that very close three people kind of friend relationship kind of thing going on. So that's kind of like why we're all kind of like a little team. I guess just that point in time, it really got us closer. And then we got to meet again like 2 years later in New York again, and in the New York Nintendo world. So it's kind of like our little connecting point, how we got closer as friends. And at that point, the second time we all met, I was dating Daniela. So at that point, Johnny was kind of like a third wheel in a sense. But he's proud to be the third wheel, and I'm proud to have him as my third wheel, because he's awesome. But in terms of how I met Johnny, it can get a little personal when it comes to that story, because it was actually kind of messy, but long story short, I messaged him about something kind of dramatic going on the internet. Long story short, there were some backstabbings, and I messaged him. I was like, you might want to know about this, because this is actually a bad thing. So when I spoke to Johnny, I basically knocked on his door, and I was just like, hey, there's this thing going on, you might want to know about it. And from what I know, Johnny was a fan of my work at that point, so he was like, oh my god, the Sonic guy's finally talking to me. But the first time I talked to him, like, I went to him about it. It wasn't about anything good, so it was actually technically on bad terms. But then we were starting to talk more from that point in time, and we just became very good friends. So that's basically how I got to talk with Johnny. He and I kind of had a bit more of a troublesome start, but like not because of him and me, but because I went to him about something troublesome. But it ended up being a friendship, so that's kind of nice. It's almost like something bad happened, but something great came out of it as well. So that's how funny life works, right? Thanks for the question. We got a question from Icy Melon. Number one, what indie character do you want in Smash? Personally, I want Hat Kid. So if I could pick one indie character in Smash Bros., I'd probably go with Shantae from Shantae. Yeah, just the Shantae series, because there's multiple games. I almost said Half Genie Hero, but Half Genie Hero, Pirate's Curse, Shantae 5, like all these Shantae games, you know. I'd want Shantae from the Shantae series. I don't really know how to say that, but I would totally take Hat Kid. Hat Kid would be awesome. Got a great moveset, great character, that'd be sweet. But yeah, I would totally take Hat Kid. But yeah, I'd probably go with Shantae. I wanted Shovel Knight, but Shovel Knight became an assist trophy. I was like, okay, well, that's the thing now. So, but that makes kind of sense because he makes a great assist trophy. And if I could pick one other character for a indie character, I'd probably go Ukulele. That'd be kind of weird because you'd have Ukulele and Banjo-Kazooie in the same game. So I thought that'd be kind of neat, but they're not going to be. They're in like a Brawlhalla game or something like that. Some other game. So they probably won't make it in Smash. Not that that restricts you, but I'm just being real here. They're probably not going to make it in. Compared to Banjo-Kazooie, that'd be kind of weird, you know? But yeah, definitely Shantae, but Hat Kid is a great choice. Next question from King of the Heartless. I believe this is the last question, by the way, so we're about to wrap this up. I'll keep these two questions simple. Question 1, are you going to Let's Play Jak 3 this year? Ooh, that's a good question. Funny about that, actually, I remember with Jak 2, I actually did it 2 years after I did Jak 1, which was funny because the game actually said 2 years later. And I remember your comment. I want to say I made a comment back saying, like, I was going to do Jak 3, like, 3 years later. Like, I'd make people wait 3 years. And I think it actually has been 3 years. So I was actually considering doing Jak 3 3 years later. So it'd be like Jak 1, wait 2 years. Jak 2, wait 3 years. Jak 3. I want to say it's been 3 years. But that'd be funny, right? So, you know what? Maybe. I can't confirm yes, because you never know if anything's going to go down. We've had some tragic events happen like in late 2019, so if anything happened, heaven forbid, you know, I wouldn't want to promise something and it not happen. But I'll definitely try to get Jak 3 up off the ground this year, so that way we can finish the Jak series, because I don't want that to hover in the air for too long, you know, like, I gotta do the last game. And then there's Jak X Combat Racing, that's optional, so I'll think about that some other day. But yeah, Jak 3, we'll try to do that this year, but it just depends. If I did, I think that would happen in either March, April, or May, somewhere around that time frame. Here we go. Question 2. And this should be the final question. What game or sequel to a game you are hoping to be announced this year? That's a good question. I don't... If I were to be on the reasonable side of things, like if I'm being reasonable, like, oh, that's possible. Not just, oh, a pipe dream or anything like that. If I'm being reasonable, I would love, and I don't think it'll happen, at least right now, but I would love for this to happen. I would love for a sequel to Super Mario Sunshine. I think that'd be great. I would take a Mario Sunshine remake, or I'd take a Mario Sunshine 2. I would take, or revisit the Mario Sunshine. I would take Mario 64 remake again. I'm a sheep. I would take that. I would take Mario Galaxy 3. I would take a remake of Mario Galaxy 1 or even 2 combined. I will take Mario Odyssey 2 as a sequel. What else is there? I would love a Sonic Adventure remake. That's not really a sequel, though. If I had to pick a sequel, though, like a sequel, Sunshine 2, Galaxy 3, Odyssey 2, I would take Spider-Man 2. There's supposed to be, like, Insomniac made Spider-Man. I'd love to see Spider-Man 2. I don't think it'll happen this year, but I would take one. I'm trying to think of anything else I'd take a sequel for. Crash Bandicoot to get a 4th game, like a proper 4th game. That's definitely a liable answer, so I throw that out there. Maybe after the Spyro trilogy's done, we can get Spyro 4, a proper Spyro 4, not Enter the Dragonfly. That kind of thing. So yeah, I'd say those games. I know I threw out like a crap ton of them rather than just one answer, but I had to. I had to throw many of them at you, so you can kind of get the idea of what I would want. So, or in Banjo-Kazooie getting a remake of 1 or 2, or even a sequel that would be Banjo 3. Anything that I mentioned just now, I would take. I'm sure there's more games, I just can't think of them right now. I would also take a Pac-Man World successor, like make a Pac-Man World 4, or maybe even remix of the Pac-Man World trilogy or one of the games. I'd also be down for that. But that's about it. I don't really... I've gotten so much of what I've wanted. I've gotten so many remakes these past few years. Resident Evil 3 is upcoming. That's amazing. Resident Evil 2 got a remake. Medieval got a remake. Trying to think of what else got a remake. Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I had so much of my childhood come back to life, and it's so hard for me to be like, well, I'd want this come back, because it's like, oh my god, everything's coming back. Banjo-Kazooie and Smash Ultimate. I've got so much of what I've wanted, so I'm a very thankful gamer in these past few years. It has been a blessing, all that kind of such. But if I had to pick one game, even if it was a pipe dream, for a sequel, probably, if I'm being reasonable, like it can come out this year and be announced, I'm going to go and say Mario Sunshine 2 or Banjo 3. I'm going to go and say Mario Sunshine 2. But if I'm super reasonable, Odyssey 2 or Spider-Man 2. I think that would be fun. Yeah, that's it. And I believe that is all the questions for this Q&A. So that, I don't know how long this took me. How long have I been recording? An hour and a half. So this video is going to be about an hour and a half long. You either see footage here or you don't. It's actually replaying right now. Ooh, Spyro. Hello, Spyro. The footage is probably resetting because I have it looping. So you're probably seeing the same thing happen again. I had an hour's worth of footage. I went over it. Sorry about that. But other than that, though, this Q&A was awesome. Definitely got to do another one of these someday. This was actually a lot of fun, just sitting down and talking to you guys about all the questions you have and all that kind of such. I will definitely have to do another Q&A someday. I should probably get to work on this video because it's going to take me a while. And other than that, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for the 22K subscribers. Thanks for all the likes and comments. If you want to do me one solid... I don't know why I keep double thumbsing up, but I keep thumbsing up. If you want to do me one solid, anytime this year, even soon, now, today, whatever, if there is a Let's Play you love that I've done, or something you enjoy, I don't care if you have a Discord server you're a part of, or if you're on Twitter, wherever, if you're able to share any of my playlists, any of my Let's Plays anywhere, and say, hey, if you want to check out a cool YouTuber, check out ZonicTHedgehog, you know, that kind of thing. I know it sounds kind of like, wow, gimme, 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 you know, that kind of thing, but trust me, promoting me and putting me out there is going to make me rise higher as a YouTuber, and I can do more for you guys, and I can really make this a bigger, better thing. I'm going to upgrade my camera eventually. I want a better camera. I want a better, just everything. I want to get a better gaming PC, all that kind of such. I'm going to just work my way up, and I would like to become a great YouTuber someday. You could probably tell by all the content I make, I'm trying so hard. It's the hardest part is getting put out there and having people support you. And I have so many of you guys supporting me, but you have to leave those likes, you have to leave comments, you have to share the videos. Anyway, shape, or form. I don't even care if you don't share the first part of a Let's Play, or you only share the first part and you don't share the other parts. I don't care if you want to go out there and share the playlist after a Let's Play is done. Any way, shape, or form you can support this channel. It means a lot. I also have a Patreon. People can support me on Patreon. You can be in the credits of the end of my videos. That kind of thing. You want to do that. That supports me financially. Then I can even buy more games, more equipment. I wouldn't have this green screen if it wasn't for Patreon. I wouldn't have a lot of equipment, really. Holy crap, I wouldn't be a YouTuber if it wasn't for just all the support I was given in general. Not Patreon, but just in general. So any kind of support you can give me, that'll help me out a ton. Guys, 2020 is going to be sweet. We got a lot of great things to look forward to. I'm very blessed, and you guys are the best. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Take care. Before we end this video off, I'd like to thank those who support me via Patreon. Superstar shoutout to Game & Clyde, Johnny Hedgewolf, and Sodden Ryder. If anybody else wants to support me on Patreon, a link will be in the description along with all my other social media links. Thanks, guys!